Hi, I'm Meishuang and I'm a legal counsel with Procter & Gamble.
Hi, I'm Natasha and I head the Legal and Compliance team at Singapore Airlines. Do you work with external counsel a lot?
I think in my current role, not so much in Singapore, a lot of it in jurisdictions like Japan and Korea. I do, a little bit of advertising law, right? Which is not a huge thing in this area of the world, but it is, the potential fines in Japan and Korea can be, huge, right?
Yeah.
So we do engage counsel there, whenever we want to put out advertising that's particularly risky and things like that. But generally in those regions, How about yourself?
So we do work with external counsels quite a fair bit, primarily because we're the sole legal team. So we support global ops, right, and global commercial business units. And of course, it's not always easy to be familiar with the laws and the legal framework in other jurisdictions. So that's really where we rely on our network of trusted foreign counsels. And it's great because you pick up the phone, you drop an email, and you can rely on them to give you the prompt support that you need.
So what are some of the toughest challenges you found working, and advising on matters outside of your jurisdiction, Singapore, I guess?
I think for me, it's not having the experience working with the local regulators and authorities on the ground, because it's very easy to find out what the legal framework is in a particular jurisdiction, but not knowing how things are done on the ground, not knowing whether there are cultural sensitivities which may affect how the process works. I think all these are very challenging. And that's really where you need to rely on your foreign counsels who would have experience on the ground and the expertise of your colleagues as well in the local offices.
Likewise, I think, because we're fairly big and we do have counsels on the ground in most of the countries that we operate in. But where we don't, I think what I've found is sometimes language is a huge barrier, right? Because if you can't, read it, then you can't even understand it, right? And I guess also it's sometimes trying to figure out the intricacies in the laws in the other, jurisdictions where, coming from Singapore, where it's a very uniform jurisdiction, you don't have your different provinces or different, federal laws and things like that. It's quite sometimes can be quite confusing, right?
It's true. And you're right. I mean, when you're reading the various statutes in foreign languages, and you try and use Google Translate, but it's not always the most accurate translation.
And I do also tend to rely quite a bit, on external legal updates, right? And that's where platforms like LawNet Asian Insights comes in very handy, right? Because you get you don't have the time, right? Let's face it, we don't have the time to chase down and check, are there updates in this jurisdiction? What are changes in law? What's the latest case that's come in that might affect your position that you're taking? So these updates, have been super, handy for us as well.
It's great having a repository that you can just access, and you know that you're going to find all the latest legal developments across various subject areas. It's a very handy reference tool.